Hello everyone, Silver Pascal Coder here. Today we're going to be looking at file streams, but before we do that I just want to say happy birthday to Delphi. You are 30 years old this year, and here's to another 30 more, so I'll be doing a video about this week, but just for today, thank you for all the years and for your influence in the development space, and yeah. But today we're going to be looking at streams, with file streams in particular, and how to read and write and do it in an object-oriented way. And this, or reading and writing to files actually, using streams I should say, stems from an earlier video that I did on reading and writing to files the classic way, using assign file, append, read line and write line, IO result, etc. And this perhaps is the more modern way of achieving similar functionality, in modern Pascal. So in the first instance, what we're going to look at here is how to write to files. So I've got this little tiny program here. Where all we're going to do basically is write out to a file, and it's just going to write a line to a file. A file stream, by the way, can also be used for record structures. You could also use it for as a record as a binary object. You could use it as with a class, but then you're thinking more of serialization, and that would be a topic for another video, not this one. So first of all, what we may as well do is build this program, and then we can run it. So all it's done is written out to a file. Well, actually, let's go back half a step. We better rm file. What is the file that I'm writing to here? File demo. Okay. And now we can do demo. And it's got that one line written out to it, and how did that happen? And the previous to running this program here, the file didn't exist. So what we're basically doing here is, first of all, we want to open the file in write mode. We're going to look at these modes in a little bit, and then if the file doesn't exist, we want to make sure that it will be created as well. And when we call the constructor to create the file stream, the mode will be, if the file doesn't exist, open write and fm create. Now if we go and look inside here, and let's go down here, you will see that if the fm create is defined, then it will use file create, otherwise it will use file open. So what that means is that anytime you've got the fm create, that means it will be created, and if the file did exist, it would get overwritten. And the modes that you can use for a file stream then are declared here up above. So you've got create, open write, and read write. Now if the file existed, so that was opened in write mode, then and it existed, in order to append to the file, we want to jump to the end of the file, and we can achieve that by using the seek method. So with the seek method, we'll just jump into there, and you can see here that the second parameter here is an origin. So you can either seek from the beginning, the current position, or the end. So in this particular case here, to essentially jump to the end of the file so we can start writing, we would specify we want to jump 0 bytes from the end of the file. Alternatively, you could say I want to jump the length of the file from the beginning, but and then next, in order to write something out to file, we use the write method before we then free the file, or the file handle. Now, with the write function here, you basically have an untyped buffer being passed in, and you're also telling it how much is going to be written out to file. And it's for that reason then that we pass across we subscript the string in this instance here to write out to file. You could, for instance, use this same function here to write out an integer or so on. It a second time. Whoops, let's go back to here. Let's see what's in there right now. We got one line in there. We'll run it again, and now let's see what's in there. We now have 2 lines. So you can see here how if this essentially is saying that create wasn't specified as the mode, therefore we can jump to the end. So now that we've got something written out to file, how can we read from it? And in this case here, rather than using the open write as the mode, we will use open read. I would point out that if the file did not exist when we tried to open it in read mode, and you get the same sort of thing if you tried to open a file in write mode if it didn't exist, that if there were a problem in the opening of the file, we will get an exception being raised here. So in this case here, couldn't create it, but in this case here we're talking about opening a non-existent file only. We're going to get this error here. Actually, that error is an exception. So now, once we've got this file opened and we've got now a file stream in TStreamReader, what I'm going to do is take something from another previous video where we looked at pointers, where we're going to basically allocate some memory, and the amount of memory we're going to allocate is the actual size of the file. We can get the size of the file using this particular property here, and it will return to us the size of the file. If you were to go to here, it will get the current position, find out how big the file is, and then jump back to where it is. So now that we know how large the file is, we'll allocate that amount of memory, and now what we are going to do is read the entire contents in one go. Once that's been read, we can then write that out to screen here, and again free the reader, and we also free memory used by our buffer. Here again we have an untyped buffer, and we're telling it how much to read, and basically the data from that file gets read into this particular buffer here. So if we were to add now this to the demo, and now we can that built, and what we can do now is to run the program, and now you can see previously where we had 2 lines, now we've got 3 lines, and it's dumped out the whole program, the contents of the file in one go. Now you may want now a third way of dealing with this perhaps is to use a stream reader. And with a stream reader, and we're looking at the demo 2 here, so we're just going to get rid of demo 1 and put in demo 2 here. Basically a stream reader here basically will take in a file stream, and in this case here we're going to be reading from the same file. we construct the file stream where we're going to open it in read mode again, but here we then put the file stream into a stream reader, but we also tell it that tell the reader that it is the owner of the stream by setting the own stream property to true. What that means is that we do not have to then free the reader when we're done with it all. When we free the reader, it will automatically close the file as well. The other benefit, let's say, of using a stream reader is that you can actually read the file line by line. And we're doing that here by saying while not end of file, read a line of text and write that line of text out. And you can see that happening here when we build and run the program. So we've just compiled that again and we can run it. And this time now you can see that the data, we've written some more data out to the file. We had 3 lines, now we've got 4 lines, and each line now is written out to file, which is what our little demo program did here. You could replace, let's say, some of this code here with using a file reader. Because what the file reader does is it sort of combines the actions of both a TFileStream and the stream reader into a single class, because it wraps up the file stream on your behalf in a stream reader, and it also is the owner of the stream, so that when it closes, it will be freed, and that handles all of that on your behalf. And you can see here that now we are no longer having to create the file stream because it will just be wrapped up in here. And again, you can see we're using the reader, checking while we're not end of file. We can then read a line. Once we've read the line, we can then write that line to screen and go from there. So that's about it for this particular video. I hope you got something out of it in using file streams, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to hit me up with a comment down below there. And until next time, happy coding, and I'll see you then. Bye.